Greetings everybody, and welcome back to Ingenarius Cuborum, my Let's Play of Minecraft featuring the Feed the Beast Ultimate Pack, and, starting this episode, Flans mod, not included in the Feed the Beast Ultimate Pack. Yes, like I said, I have Flans mod installed. I've actually had it installed for the past 5 episodes, but I haven't really had occasion to use it. Both the distance to the swamp and my need to be able to get to and from the swamp relatively quickly and reliably, I need to start using stuff from Flans mod. But before I can do that, well, what Flans mod does is it adds vehicles, ground vehicles, and airplanes as well, especially with content packs. What I've got over there is the main thrust of what I've been doing off camera, which has been the construction of that area, which will effectively be an airport. It's not quite finished yet. I do need some lighting. And in order to get the lighting, I'm going to go here. I've got redstone, I've got glowstone, and then you'll notice I've got 3 different dye colors. Blue lapis lazuli. Let me go ahead and replace the redstone and glowstone. I have rose red. And I have bone meal, which is white. That's actually another thing I did off camera, which was basically to go hunting for, not only did I have to do a little bit of mining to get that extra lapis lazuli, I also went scavenging around the forest and a plains area a bit that way, about halfway between here and the close swamp. And at some point I will start renaming things, but for right now the name Close Swamp works. But in that field I also actually hunted down some skeletons to get the bone meal I needed for the white lumar. Alright, now before I go any further with the lumar, I'm going to go ahead and craft my redstone torches. Go ahead and take the sticks out of there. They've served their purpose. Now I'm going to start, I think, with the red lumar. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and craft myself, let me think. Yeah, I'll start with 3 stacks of glass panes. Alright? And then I can put 6 glass panes like so, 2 lumar there, and a redstone torch on the bottom. That's going to give me this inverted red lamp. Ooh. Did I not make enough of these glass panes? I may not have. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and rectify that. No, that still won't be enough glass panes, will it? No. So let's go ahead and get myself 2 full stacks of glass panes. More lumar. Glass panes on the side. There we go. Now, before I craft any other lamps, I'm going to go ahead and place down these inverted red lamps. And they're called inverted because their default state is on. If they get a redstone signal, they will turn off, but these lamps won't be getting a redstone signal soon, or, if I have my way, ever. There's really no point. They really should be always on. And having the red lights down the center of the taxiway, and before you ask, yes, this is a taxiway here, should ensure that no mobs spawn on the taxiways. Alright, let me just finish. Oh. Of course, now I need my pickaxe to finish that job. 4, 3. Oh, right, there's those 4 over there. Okay. I thought I had it exact, and I was right. I did have that exact. Now which chest has my pickaxe in it? This one. Okay. Now, before I go ahead and fix off the red lamps, I should probably go ahead and craft my blue lamps. So I'm going to go ahead and grab myself let me think. And I want to make sure I have, I think, 5 stacks of glass panes so that I don't run out this time. Now, blue lamps will be slightly scarier as far as placement goes. I'll go ahead and put my white Lumar up there as well. I'll go ahead and craft the white lamps. But let me think here. Yeah, just go ahead and craft myself 5 more stacks of the glass panes. 2 Lumar. A redstone torch. Excellent. And I overshot the glass pane slightly, but hey, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Alright. I probably should grab some marble. I do have some basalt. There's a volcano about halfway, about a third of the way actually, between here and the close swamp. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a few stacks of the basalt for now. A stack of them, I'll go 2 stacks. I don't know if I'll need it or not. But yeah. Anyway, before I go any further and actually start laying out the runway, I want to make sure I finish off the lights on the taxiways. And I'm just basically using this red light on the taxiway to provide a visual separation between the taxiway and the runway. Alright. Now, I'm going to put these blue lamps around the perimeter of the runway, and you'll notice that I've sort of done the runway as a tray. The taxiway is too thick of smooth stone with the gaps for the red lamps. The runway so far is 1 layer of smooth stone as a sort of tray on which I will be laying the actual runway surface. And that will be another way I maintain a visual separation between the runway and taxiway. Because whereas the taxiway is made of stone, the main surface of the runway is going to be predominantly basalt. Albeit with some marble for some of the markings. Alright, but let me finish off the blue lamps here. I don't have too many more to go. And I was exact on the blue lamps as well. Now, before I lay down any white lamps, I'm going to go ahead and start laying down this first bit of runway marking to designate the landing zone. Now, let me think. I am facing due south. So let's see, on this side, I want this to make up the number 8. Like so. Yeah, 1-8. Like so. Alright? Yeah, and I'll go ahead and just start putting a little bit of basalt down on this side here. Well, the good news is I've smelted some more basalt than I need for this runway. So I can afford to lose some. Not a lot, but some. Alright? But yeah. I mean, of course it would have helped if it had, given me basalt and not the basalt cobblestone. And then, of course, if it hadn't replaced it with the white lamps. Alright? But anyway, let me go ahead and finish off this process here. Alright, so that bit looks good. And yeah, I'll probably finish laying off the middle bit of this off camera, but I'm not going to fret too much about it. Actually, a thought occurs to me. Yeah, this one, I had it right aligned. It should be center aligned. So I'm going to be taking 5 more basalt cobblestone. But I'm not going to fret too much about it. Yeah. Now that looks right. And now I'm going to do a very similar thing on the other side. Now, why did I mark that 1-8? because if you're at that end preparing to take off, or if you're landing from that direction, you're facing due south. Those of you who are familiar with aviation can probably guess what number I'm going to give this side. That's right. This end is runway 36. So let me go ahead and finish the process of marking this out as runway 36. Alright, and of course it gave me the basalt cobblestone and not the smooth basalt. But oh well. Yeah, but at any rate, now I'm going to tentatively lay this down as marble. Alright, and I think what I want is, let's see, you know what, I'll give myself a too wide gap there. I have to admit I'm not 100% certain on this, so this is kind of experimental. And now I'm going to go ahead and follow suit from this end here. Yeah, let's see, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And I wanted the marble. 2, 3 there. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 1. Perfect. Perfect, so that's exactly what I want. And now, just to save myself a little bit of trouble, I'm just going to dig out the middle block of each of these sets and replace them with inverted white lamps. The inverted white lamps are there principally to light up the center area of the runway so that I have minimal to no risk of mobs spawning on the runway itself. I hope if I did things right. And at this point, really, all that's left for me to complete the runway is to just lay down all of my basalt. So, honestly, that seems to me like something that should probably be done off camera. So, I'm just going to go ahead and lay down the rest of the smooth basalt for the runway, and then I will return. Alright, and as you can see, the runway is complete. I dare say it looks pretty nice. It looks more than a bit like an actual runway you might see at an actual airport. Now I just need a plane to fly off that runway. One of the things I did off camera was grab another of these soul shards and started hunting down some cows. Let me think here. What's the best way to explain it? Well, yeah, obviously I will need the leather. Alright. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and take the raw beef out of here and put it in here for the time being. I should probably smelt it up at some point, but I'm not going to fret too much about it yet. Now, in order to make the planes, the first thing I need is a small plane crafting table. And the crafting recipe is as follows. 3 bowls on the top, 6 iron ingots on the bottom. And that gets me the small plane crafting table, which I think I'm going to go ahead and put... I want it somewhere where... There works, yeah. Alright. Now, in order to really get things going, first of all, I'm going to grab all of my spruce wood planks and put them in the leather in here. Take the bowl out. Put that up in here. And I also should probably grab some iron. I have to admit I'm not 100% certain of how much I'm going to need of any of this. But at any rate, what I can do, I think it's iron surrounded by leather. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and grab myself 3 wheels. The first thing I need to craft I guess it does specifically have to be oak wood planks. I can't use spruce wood. Ooh. Well, that adds a wrinkle to this process. Alright, let's see if I take the birch wood and put it up in here. Because it looks like I also need some more oak wood. to finish this off, because I've got a few different components that require wood. So it's just riding down the elevator. And really, the runway is not going to render the elevator obsolete in the same way that the elevator rendered the former ladder obsolete. Mostly because it's not really going to be worth my time to build a runway like I built up there down here. Actually, the location I have in mind for runway number 2 is actually going to be pretty close to that close swamp. Not necessarily in the swamp itself, but near that close swamp. Resources will, of course, decide whether I build one near the far swamp. I haven't decided yet. I reserve the option, I suppose, for a future episode. But in the meantime, it's just a matter of cutting down some trees. There we go. So now I'm starting to get some saplings. Alright. Yeah. So what I want to do is try to prune the oak leaves away from the spruce. I had hoped not to hit any of the spruce leaves. Alright. Let me see here. Wait a minute, I'm getting a little distracted. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'd say I'm good. That's replacement level. So I am going to clear this out enough so that I can walk around. But other than that, I think I'm okay on that front. 23 wooden planks should more than do the job. Or 23 logs, I should have said. That's 92 wooden planks. That should easily be enough to build this plane. And before you ask, no, I'm not going too complicated. Flansmod has a number of content packs. And I've only got 2 of them installed. The basic parts pack and the World War II pack. The World War II pack, which I've got the recipes for on my other monitor, include recipes for 6 aircraft. I'm going to go with the simplest of the group, the Sopwith Camel. I actually did some testing with this and came to the conclusion that, let's see here, what if I do, trying to think, what's the recipe for, yeah, that's the piece I want. Oh, it's a boat plus 2 wheels. Yeah, there we go. So there's my wooden cockpit that I'm going to need. Now I need, let me think. Yeah, biplane wings, which is 2 sticks and 6 wood per plane. Thankfully, I had some sticks left over from the crafting of all those redstone torches. So, yeah, so that's the 2 biplane wings. Now, let me think. Alright, I need a wooden propeller, which is 3 sticks surrounding a piece of wood. So 3 sticks in an inverted Y. The wood in the middle gets me the wooden propeller. Now let me think. I also need let me think. Yeah, let's see, it's V8, which requires 2 of the V4s. But a V8 might be too much. I'm going to go with a V6 and see if I can do it off. So let's see. A piston is, ooh, wow, a lot of iron. So let me think. I need 6 pistons, so 6 flint. Alright, there we go. There's my 6 flint and steel. And now I'm going to put each flint and steel with 4 iron ingots, and that gives me a piston. And now I can take my pistons, put iron in the middle. I should get my V6 engine. I hope I can do this with the V6. With any luck, it should not require me to have, whatchamacallits, guns. I certainly don't want any guns for this. So now, in terms of the paint, I'm just going to go ahead and put 6 of the yellow dyes here. V6 engine, propeller, biplane wings, the tail, cockpit, et voila! I have my Sopwith camel. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and lay down the Sopwith camel. Looking good. There is, however, one more thing that I need in order to pull this off, and it's going to require, I think, some coal, I believe. So, yeah, let's see here. Coal. Yep. Fuel can. Alright, let me check the uses on the fuel can. Or maybe I should just check the recipe. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to refill the fuel can. It looks like it should be refillable, but I can't say with any certainty that it is actually refillable. But at any rate, as long as I'm careful, I should be able to pull this off. Now I'm going to go ahead, when I hopped in, pressing the R key opened up this interface. There's no room for cargo in the camel. I did not give it a bomb bay or guns, but it can take on fuel. And the camel's fuel tanks aren't that big, comparatively speaking anyway. Looks like, yeah, it can only store about 300 units of fuel. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead, just accelerate slightly to get up to taxi speed. Make my way onto the taxiway here. I know I could be taxiing a little bit faster, but, nah. Well, yeah. It's probably safe to do so. Alright, so as you can see, I am taxiing. I am safe. Fun times will be had by all. Especially once I get to the runway. Alright, as you can see, I now have to make my turn here. And I'm going to turn to the left so that I'm taking off towards the ocean as opposed to taking off towards land. That means I'm going to be departing runway 18. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and start slowing down slightly. Now, I want to be a little late, I think, with this turn. Yeah, that works too. Now, I have done some testing with this mod and with these planes in a test world. I have to admit, a runway this high up in the sky is not something I've ever actually worked with. So there's a chance that I could easily fly below the runway, missing it completely. But yeah. Alright, so let me make my way towards the edge here. Yeah, just barely running. Alright, I'd say I'm close enough to the edge here. Alright, and I want to try to align myself. Let's see, a slight turn to the right. And I want to align myself as closely as I can with the center of the runway. Obviously, this is not realistic because this plane can turn in place. Real planes obviously cannot. Alright, so I'm a little right of the center line here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn on mouse control mode. Hammer the accelerator. And I've lifted off. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a sweeping left turn here to try to get myself facing due north. Just a little bit of a circuit. I need to ascend actually quite a bit. To have any chance of making it back to the runway. Not that far. Alright. So I need to try to level off if I can. Alright. And now that I'm leveled off, and now a simpler turn should get me almost perfectly lined up. Now I'm coming in an attempt to land. And, well, let's just say that didn't go well. I was actually going too fast, and I was not able to stop. So it looks like another circuit. Alright, Nicholas, climb. Climb, you're below the runway. You also need to turn just a little bit more to make due north. Alright. Now try to level off. Alright. Just try to angle my nose up just a little bit because I do tend to lose altitude. These turns invariably cost me altitude. Uh-oh. Yeah, so much for that. I may want to try to get up to about 200. So let me just gain some altitude. Alright, try to level off. Oh, wow. Come on, climb, climb! Not that fast. Alright. Why can I not decelerate? Ugh. Okay, part of me is wondering if I maybe didn't make the runway long enough. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect maybe I didn't. Either that or I'm just coming in too damn high. I need to climb. I need to gain some altitude because I know I'm going to lose what altitude I gain on my next turn. I think I want to be at about 195. Try to level off. I'm trying to level off. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Alright. And with that disaster of aviation, I kind of have to end the episode here. Plans for off camera. Try to retrieve what's left of my airplane. Pray I can rebuild it. Maybe consider expanding that runway. Because clearly 64, 64, I don't know if 64 is enough to take off. It definitely is not enough for me to land. So, I need to do something about the length of that runway. But until next time, this has been Ingenarius Cuborum.